Welcome back to Weems Motor Co. Last video of 2023. Let's get to work. Alright, so here we are back on the 1929 JAP. Last time you were watching the video, you saw that we were getting that 1942 BSA M20 wartime girder front end all ready to go, and as you can tell, there's a lot of progress been happening, a lot of things and parts. But today we're going to be working on these uber rare, super cool 1930s handlebars. We're going to put an internal throttle in there. We're going to put a bar-in clutch lever. We're going to do a lot of these things, but as we've been doing this, obviously a lot of time, a lot of math, a lot of trial and error, a lot of pieces and parts made that didn't necessarily make it onto the bike because they didn't look right. But we're gonna do that today. We're gonna get those handlebars going, but we're also, while we're doing that, we're gonna talk about something one of the comments was left in a recent video. So let's get to work on this. Let's get some progress going, and let's get these handlebars knocked out. Alright, so you're most likely asking yourself, hey Weems, what's up with the middle of those handlebars? Man, what is going on there? Well, just to let you know that these bars were too narrow to be able to fit in between the handlebar clamps on that girder. These two little points right there. So, had to cut those bars in half, widen them out, and machined out the super awesome stainless steel spacer, and it kind of gave me a little bit of inspiration to do some other things on this motorcycle. Things like the spacers for the front wheels. These nice little spacers with the ribbed lines in those. We also made this cool little accoutrement up here on top of the forks, making that pattern kind of go through the whole motorcycle. Anyways, handlebars fit now. Now I was like trying to consider, what am I gonna do as far as running a throttle on these bars? Well, running a throttle on a normal motorcycle would be, you know, hey, grabbing a stock clamp-on style, slides on the end, and you know, it does its job. It opens and closes the carburetor. But I wanted to do something different on the Dolly Mongrel, and I wanted to go to an internal throttle. Well, I did an internal throttle on our drag bike 56 for Born Free, and the thing was with that bike was it had 1-inch diameter handlebars. Well, these handlebars that we have are only 7/8 diameter, and can't really find a 7/8 internal throttle to put on those bars. So I started doing some research, and I discovered that, you remember those little Honda CT70 trail bikes back in the 70s that you would, you know, ride and have a blast with, had those weird little monkey handlebars? Well, those things had internal throttles on them, so I was able to go ahead and source a complete kit of the internal throttle mechanism for a Honda CT70, and we're going to modify these handlebars to use that throttle, which is going to be cool. But with that being said, we cut them in half. Now we're going to have to machine some slots, some things into those handlebars to make them work. So we need to get these handlebars, or at least that right hand side that we're going to use the throttle on, get it over on the mill, drill some holes, and start milling some slots. But while we're doing that, we're going to do a voiceover, and we're going to talk about this comment that was left on one of our recent videos. Let's get to work. In case you guys didn't know, I personally read and reply to every comment left on every video. And just a couple weeks back, I got this message from Mr. Chris Lewis 4830 asking, I'm curious, why do you like English bikes more than Harleys? Please answer. Well, I didn't think it was an easy answer, as I like all old motorcycles regardless of the name on the side of the tank. It goes into the question of what makes a motorcycle cool. Is it its age? Is it its popularity? Is its performance? Is its rarity? Maybe the styling of the motorcycle? There's a lot of factors that make motorcycles cool. So it's not that I like British bikes more than I do Harleys. This is the best way to explain why I do that. I look at it just like I'm driving a car down the road. I'm going down the highway and I'm looking at the cars around me, and I see a plethora of Honda Civics. But when that one different car, that Jaguar, pops up, that draws my attention, and I think that's cooler than the 300 others. Let me explain a little bit more. There are 300 Harley Davidsons on the road to every one Triumph. So I don't like the popularity. I don't like fitting in with what everybody does, what everybody likes, and nothing against you if you have a Harley Davidson. Maybe you have that one Harley Davidson that's different than everybody else's. Maybe it's an old one. Maybe it's a rare one. Maybe it's got really good performance. That's cool. I like all old motorcycles. Send me to a bike night full of crotch rockets and sports bikes, and I'm gonna walk over and look at the moped. So that's my answer to the question. That's why I like British bikes, is because there's less of them on the road. Alright, now that we got that slot all machined in there, we drilled a hole and put a grommet in for where the cable's going to be coming out. Now we can get these handlebars back together, both sides, and then we can get them mounted back up on that 1942 BSA girder. Continuing on the project, thinking about what we just talked about with what you think is cool. I think this motorcycle is pretty cool because it's going to be a performance bike. It's going to be a rare bike. It's going to be the only one that ever has existed. But it's also old. So all of those factors go to making what I feel a motorcycle is cool with this motorcycle. So let's get these handlebars on there and let's keep knocking this 1929 JAP powered motorcycle out. So now that we got that throttle knocked out, the next thing I need to do is to figure out how we're going to do the clutch system. Now, on a normal motorcycle, you would have a clutch lever that mounts to the front of the handlebars just like this, comes across, you pull, and you actuate your clutch. Well, with this motorcycle, I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I decided to go with a more classic styling with what's called an inverted lever. Now, this lever mounts at the end of your handlebars and you actuate it from the inside. So we're gonna have to drill a hole in the bottom of the handlebars, which means we gotta take those handlebars back off and punch it and get all the measurements just right so that we can mount that inverted lever on there, and then we can wrap up this video today. All right, let's get to work. Got that inverted lever on there, and I do have to say it looks pretty stinking sweet. Got that retro feel to it, and I figured that's probably gonna be a great stopping point for us today on this video. Man, it's been a fun time having you along with this process. Don't forget to jump down in those comments and let me know what makes a motorcycle cool. Well, guys, that's it. We are pushing along on the 1929 JAP powered motorcycle that we have called the Dolly Mongrel. With that, if you are new around here, make sure you jump down and hit that subscribe button. If you really like the video, hit that thumbs up, turn those notifications on, and let everyone know what's going on right here at Weems Motor Co. Peace.